Alright, everyone. We are back with the next episode of V Raiders Rambles. I am Jolt, chief host of the show, but today I won't be having my co-host Avira because he's sitting this one out due to health issues. I wish for him a speedy recovery, that he'll be back on the show soon, but for the meantime, you'll just have to do with the rest of us. And starting with Noble.
Hello.
What are you doing? Are you trying to start your one-man armband factory?
Yep.
There we go, guys. The secret's out. Everybody go in there and start investing in stocks and shit.
Noble Enterprises.
That's a good one, actually. I should look if it's been registered.
A company owned by the Furry Raiders, LLC. ... I digress. Next on the show is No Dragons, Please.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Good to have you back again.
Yeah, good to be back again, especially on a very interesting week.
Oh, it has been, you know. Everything always happens at the last minutes. As with all, you know, as with life. What can you do? And last on the show this week is Earth's Power.
Hello, thanks for having me again.
Yeah,
Welcome
good to have
back.
you again.
Thanks.
Yeah. So how are things on your end?
I'm doing good. Hopefully, if everything goes right next month, I'll be back to work.
Yeah, but you know, there's a big cluster at the moment because now everything is like closing down again and again and again after, you know, everything rushed to reopen and now things are closing down again.
Yeah, so I guess we have to just waiting to see in time. Only time can tell.
That good old virus that cannot be named.
Yes, cannot be named.
No, at risk of our stream being cancelled, we cannot officially say it. No, but who seriously, who cares? Anyway, so let's start with the show's routine, yeah? First and foremost, speaking of virus, you know, perfect segue. What do you know? Who would have thought? We've got an interesting kind of, you know, discussion here. Slog says, can being a furry protect you from coronavirus?
I say yes, and we get everyone on the world on the train now.
There we go. Question answered. Debate closed. Topic over. Push this to the government. You know, push this on a federal, local, and state level.
Maybe you can get stimulus packages for your fursuit.
Yeah, state mandated and all that. Like, everybody must be a furry or you won't be cured.
Exactly. I like the idea.
The only question is, how do you decontaminate the fursuit?
I don't know. Remember, if the idea was that furries can, if it's a protection from coronavirus, why would you need to? No, I'm
Exactly.
kidding. That's serious. But honestly, though, does this count? Does a fursuit count as a face mask? Serious question.
It can, in theory, at least.
Oh man.
I would say so, theoretically.
Yeah, 'cause you have more of your body covered than a mask, so.
Yeah, it's a body mask, a face mask, and an everything mask all in one. Win-win, right?
Yep, exactly.
I mean, you know, we've seen the world come up with such creative solutions, like, you know, trying to invent like a walking bubble to protect yourself from the virus. But seriously,
Can you just picture a bunch of people in a fursuit, like, getting ready to go into a grocery store and buy stuff, though?
yeah.
Oh, God, that'd be wrong. You know, I can understand that here in Australia in the wintertime, but in America, when you got the, 100-degree weather?
Hey, I mean, it doesn't matter. You just do it for the GIF.
You do it for all the things too. I think you do it as well for the, you know, for the virus protection in this case.
Yeah.
Like, season doesn't matter, but I mean, come on. Remember that the coronavirus started in, like, you know, close to the winter time in the States, like, or when winter is ending. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when they said the heat was going to kill it? And then it just got hot, and now I'm just sweaty and worried about still getting sick?
No, right? Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, there's also some other great ideas too. Garda Fox says, welcome to the group and all that says, hazmat suit with fur.
I love the idea.
Yeah, but I know, right? Actually, come to think of it, I might actually just switch my icon over. But no, don't, no, don't. You can't do the hazmat suits because now hazmat suits are racist.
Oh,
Remember that all those times ago when people wanted to stop the virus that shall not be named, and corona and hazmat suits were branded racists.
All right. So when's fursuits going to be branded as racist?
Oh, I don't know when they say when it's viable, and it's a viable form of virus protection, maybe or something. I don't know.
When people stop thinking that furries are just people who like to dress up and get kinky.
There we go.
I think that's beautiful.
Oh, it's perfect.
Great. We've just been banned from YouTube.
GG.
I had to. Who could blame me though?
That is true.
Right. But honestly, though, they say, so let's read the rest of this article. We're all doing our best to adjust to long-term life in a pandemic, but one group amongst us might be uniquely prepared for this weird new world. Furries. Weird new world, huh? What does that remind me of? What world do we live in?
I don't know. Oh, yes.
Precisely. Clown world.
I was going to say Black Mirror's got nothing on the real world.
I mean,
Maybe that's why
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Black Mirror has no new seasons coming out currently. It's because the real world is just too awful.
Well, it
People
could be
wouldn't
that
watch Black Mirror.
bestiality episode.
Oh wow. That was
God, you guys are going to take this to whatever. But I think, the real world is more, is stranger than fiction sometimes. In this case, maybe Black Mirror. I digress. And then get this, though, he says, quote unquote, the article says, I think that furries are more prepared for wearing masks for a prolonged period of time, and I think that furries are more accustomed to interactions with friends online.
Bold of them to assume that we have friends.
What about gamers?
Yeah, well, and all that stuff, and wearing masks for long periods. Something that normies not really used to, are they?
I think that's kind of accurate. Yeah, I would say.
I mean, I don't think you'll find a Karen in a fursuit.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Don't say that.
I think that thing is gonna be too soon.
I think you find a Chad before you find a Karen in Fursuit.
I definitely also agree with this. There'll definitely be a Chad before a Karen.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's a tall order to find a Chad, considering the majority demographic is more suited for maybe finding Karens than Chads.
Well, maybe.
But optimism being what it is, things are turning around, and we're gonna find more Chads in the world.
That's true.
You'll know it when you see it, is what I will say.
That's true.
But essentially, yeah. But essentially, yeah. Like, just think about it. No, you actually need an extra layer of protection. Like, you put a conventional face mask on top of a fursuit. Is that literally like taking protection to the extreme?
I was thinking of making some as props, but then I realized logistics of doing that. But no, that would actually be really funny.
I know, right?
Like that,
Especially made muzzle coverings.
Oh, talking of which, I still think I got that picture up somewhere. Where is it? Here it is. Here we go. Where are you?
Yeah, but other than that, though, as far as the rest of this are concerned, okay, what'd you send? What have you sent me this time? Oh, give me a second. Oh, yeah, nah. And I'm not. I mean, like as I was saying, custom-made face masks for muzzles are gonna may be a thing in in Corona world. What I digress.
So here's a question: what if they deem fursuits bad, but like better than not like being a normie? But then you also have to cover your fursuit with a different suit.
Oh god.
Oh, mate.
That,
Like,
that would just be dangerous.
Suitception.
that's what we were saying, fursuit under a hazmat suit, fursuit under another layer of suit to protect it.
Fursuit under a business suit that is in a hazmat suit that is in a walking bubble. That is
That kind of
maximum
reminds me of
protection.
those what's those things that you could put apart that's like it gets smaller and smaller, but it's inside the same thing. Kind of reminds me of those things.
Oh, are you talking about those like doll toys?
Yeah.
Russian dolls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
they
Russian
get-
dolls.
Yeah, they
Russian
get smaller.
stacking dolls, was it?
Yeah,
I think
stacking.
I believe it's Russian stacking dolls. At the very minimal layer, you just have normie.
I know, right?
Hmm. I know, but yeah, but in the end, it's. But here's a question, though. I mean, let's be real here. Live the facts. Is furry actually be successful at protecting us from coronavirus? I mean, not with the current rate of convention cancellations, right?
True.
I mean, like off the top of my head, how many cons have been called down like ever since the tail end of March?
Not.
Well,
I think like almost every convention.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
mean, yeah, sure. Like, we had AnthroCon, that's supposed to happen in July, cancelled. Megaplex August, cancelled. August the Reference, cancelled. Furry Down Under here in May, didn't show up. Neither did Compulsive in the UK. So that's pretty much, yeah, you're right. It's pretty much the whole gabut.
Do you reckon it's going to start opening up back in August? Or no?
Nah, that's a little too.
Too
I think
soon?
that's a little too optimistic to open up in August at this point.
Okay.
But you know what, though? But if even their cons aren't spared, what does that say about the final answer?
What if
Yeah.
What if we just turn everyone into a furry and have our own convention by meeting in the streets?
Yeah,
Right.
that'd be kind of funny.
That's the plan now for the whole the gathering thing. Is that now they're basically smalling down and going to online only. But but I digress.
it's a real shame everyone didn't move to my state because at the moment we're actually starting to open up.
Yeah, because you've done down there you've done you've done some great quarantining and isolating and locking things down.
Oh, yeah.
I really like how in the States, like Wisconsin was the first thing to open up everything, and like it's completely doing fine.
Yeah. Yeah, but now you look at the rest of it, and now we have idiots riding on the streets that have made things even worse.
But we're getting stuff done, right, Jolt? We're getting
Yes.
everything done. We're making all the companies woke so they can go broke.
I know. We have this power. We are so mighty that
We're so mighty we can take down the evil corporations finally.
Yeah, take that, you woke left who hate corporations. What do you know? With no effort whatsoever on our end. But yeah. But in the end, though, just to finalize the answer to the question, are fursuits can being a furry protect you from coronavirus?
Probably.
Is that fursuits are not PPE? I know. Very
How
anticlimactic.
How unfortunate. Yeah.
They also cause a problem with distance because people generally want to cuddle and pat.
And get photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true.
So while the user might not get it, everyone else who sort of comes in contact potentially could.
That's true.
But if everyone's wearing a fursuit, does anyone contaminate anyone though?
Well,
Yeah,
when you get
particles.
undressed.
Oh, that's true. Darn.
Yeah. It depends on if you breathe on somebody or not, because some heads could, you breathe on somebody or whatever.
Yeah, like, muzzle breathe and
Yeah.
like what's underneath the mouth, sort of thing. Can you infect people from through the mouth
Just, yeah,
of the suit? Right.
You can, yeah.
Yeah, I know it's a total cluster, but
I really feel like Noble's video is like, I don't know, a therapeutic video, and we just need ASMR music or something now.
I don't know. What do you think is gonna give it a vibe? Like some lounge music, some jazz.
No, I think it's lo-fi hip hop beats to study to.
I can agree with you. You know what? I think I need lo-fi Boris Johnson vaporwave.
Oh yes, perfect.
That's perfect, yeah.
And if we're feeling really risky, we can get some of that new age stuff going on.
Oh, don't say new age. That's gotta make it really trippy, my dude. It's like everybody gathers around and does a stream and gets their own, and gets their own pipes and says, "That's good shit, my dude."
Exactly. Is everyone saying mandatory fursuits?
Oh, I mean,
So,
they did have a discussion about whether, fursuit furries can protect you from getting infected with the virus that shall not be named, which is too late to say that.
I really, 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 really hope that the government is actually spending money to figure out if fursuits are actually PPE.
Yay, give them a research grant. I might actually advocate for that if the government's, not doing much with their money.
They could always hire Adam from Mythbusters.
that's true. Cause didn't he do like a episode where he actually kind of made a fursuit, kind of? It was like a giant bear, I think he did.
Well, the thing is, he has been hired to do testing for the military in the past.
Right.
Okay.
Actually, but you know what though? Speaking of that sort of stuff, why don't we, spend money and throw in like some, extreme fursuit stress tests to see if it's 100% virus proof? Can we put a fursuit in a very big crowd to see if it won't get infected?
I like that idea.
Or if you want, you could do like one further, like put like a, like those like car companies, like they have like when they make a new car, like they like test it, like by putting like those test dummies in the vehicle and crash it.
Yeah, they do that.
But just put like a fursuit on the dummies, and see what would happen.
I know, right? Like, also, what if you do things like in high concentrations too? Can putting a suit on a plane infect you, and so on? Can putting a suit on a cruise infect you?
Oh gosh!
I'd like to know how many virus particles would be picked up in the fur. Unless, of course, they're a lizard or a dragon.
I mean, the CDC claims that you can't get it that easily off contaminated surfaces, so...
Hey, what do I know, I'm just a furry. My fur will basically brush, my fur apparently magically brushes off the virus particles because it's magic.
I mean, I guess the virus Chan cannot take the master senpai of fursuits.
I see a comment that you should pull up Jet.
Yeah, that's right. You get it, no? Bulletproof, military grade, and hazmat.
Oh, what's up? What's the one above that one? The very message.
Yeah. Fursuits can be disinfected easily with alcohol spray. Yeah, I mean, self-sustained and easy,
Yep.
Easy to maintain. Simple as that. You got your solution. Now it's just time to implement the solution, take this to the implementation stage.
All right. So we've agreed, right? Next week we're going to come with like our proposition and thesis, and then after it's cleared, we're going to just deliver it to the government. I like this idea.
Or if you want to take it one further, you could have what's those outfits? what's Big Daddy called from Bioshock? What's that kind of outfit he's wearing?
Oh yeah, that's a dive suit.
A dive
dive
suit. You could take one for that dive suit.
Yeah, there we go. Like add that to another category. Waterproof.
Waterproof.
Diving.
Oh yes.
Add that. Perfect. I think we got all the bases covered. Look at that. That a fursuit for all situations, including even pandemics.
Actually, no, we forgot spacesuit.
Oh, mate. Yes.
That's true. Yeah.
That'll make it awkward.
I'm a space pirate wolf. Yif.
And I'm on Trump's Space Force.
That was actually a pretty funny TV show.
God, you guys. That's yeah. But in that end, though, what do you guys think? Mandate fursuits for everyone so that they'll be protected from coronavirus.
I say yes.
I'd say yes as well. Why not?
Wonderful. All right, there you go. All right, pitch it to your government, folks. That's what we're doing. We got the solution for the virus. So, we got the next item on the show, and this one's going to be, quite the doozy, because this one's been blowing up around and around the internet. You guys have known this too, but
Oh please, Joel. I don't know if my heart can take it. I don't know. No.
Oh,
Microsoft
no.
is shutting down Mixer and partnering with Facebook Gaming.
I don't like it.
I hate this idea.
It makes you wonder how much Facebook coughed up to Microsoft for this to happen.
A lot, probably.
Yeah, they definitely coughed up millions to do this sort of thing. But of all things, Microsoft had to have, shut down Mixer and then, do all of this. How much money did Microsoft lose?
I mean, at least 60 million paying out Ninja and Shroud. So
Yeah.
And now, and a lot of big name streamers too to boot.
It's
This
just
type
so-
of thing is huge, especially financially.
it's just so sad because I was looking forward to Twitch maybe at some point in the future having a rival so that they clean their act up a bit. But
I know, Mixer was built kind of as the anti-Twitch, and all this stuff, a streaming service that might just be to rival Twitch because it had the backing of Microsoft. But lo and behold, what do we get? Mixer is closing down, and everybody who's there, will either be ported over to Facebook Gaming or just have to, scrap the entire thing altogether.
I wonder what this means for other competitors, like D-Live and stuff like that. I would imagine they're probably going to shut down soon as well.
Nah, D-Live is gonna be fine.
Is it fine?
Yeah.
Because D-Live is not, D-Live is, cryptocurrency backed
Oh, okay.
And-
Okay, that makes sense then.
and so forth.
Okay.
you know what amazes me out of all of this though? Is
Yeah.
that Smashcast GG is still a streaming service.
Maybe it is.
And that's, and that's something that, dedicated to Super Smash Brothers, and that's been running for years and years.
Well, also it was Hitbox that owned it, but then they broke apart. So it just amazes me that is still going on, but we're losing Mixer.
Right. Okay, we've got a live comment here. SDX Darker says, Ninja took $30 million from this deal. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. I hope he pays his taxes.
I hope he invests it properly so he doesn't end up losing out from it.
I mean, I'd be okay with Ninja losing out on everything, to be honest. Let's be real here.
It wouldn't surprise me if it does.
I kind of put Ninja and the Paul brothers on the same level of idiocy.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. So Mixer shutting down just reminds me. I don't know if you guys remember this, but remember when YouTube Gaming was its own website?
Yeah.
It was?
It was. There was a time where there was a a gaming YouTube website. What, 3 years ago? And then they shut it down because they're like, oh well, people are underutilizing this, but
Yeah.
the game, like the actual like gaming YouTube was just so much better formatted than the regular YouTube.
Oh, what it was.
Yeah.
Like the one thing that's confusing nowadays, I don't even know how to like go to like YouTube gaming nowadays. Like
I know
see-
YouTube gaming. I don't go there. I just watch videos from from YouTube creators, and that was it. Just goes direct to the channel.
Yeah, that's what I do. Just because of
Why
regular,
bother?
regular YouTube or whatever.
It's a mess. And you know what's worse? Speaking of the whole transition to Facebook gaming, Bill Spencer actually says he thinks the Mixer community is really going to benefit from the broad audience that Facebook has through their properties and the ability to reach gamers in a very seamless way through the social platform Facebook has, quote unquote.
I don't think it's gonna work in their favor, to be honest.
No.
Which is ironic because Zoomers actually hate Facebook.
Right. And speaking on that same note, what's the main demographic of Facebook? 40 plus.
Karens.
40 pluses, Karens, right. Zoomers are basically inventing for things like TikTok and all that stuff.
Not just that, like a lot of people that's from Mixer like is going back to or going to Twitch anyway. They're not gonna stay with Facebook
Right.
anyway. So
And then you've got other things as well too, like Facebook's shonky shit, like the harvesting of data.
Yep.
But
Which I
the
imagine
only
you
solace
do
that
as
you get
well.
out of this one is that Facebook won't be allowed to harvest data from Xbox users when they're using the streaming thingy. But honestly,
most people are not gonna use it on the Xbox though.
oh yeah, or like because Xbox is still trying to integrate all this messy stuff because of they're trying to do the whole xCloud gaming service for the next generation. And and because of this though, they're trying to think that Microsoft is trying to bring xCloud to Facebook gaming and so on and so on. But seriously though, let's be real here. Gaming streaming services haven't succeeded well if you look at things like Google Stadia, right?
Yeah, it has, yeah.
We don't have the bandwidth to be able to stream gaming at the moment. There'd have to be a huge internet overhaul in order to,
Well, the US
support that kind of infrastructure.
The US we don't. I think maybe South Korea and Japan and stuff like that.
No,
Might.
I mean worldwide.
It's about worldwide. We don't
I mean,
worldwide,
dude,
we couldn't do it.
really.
if you want the fastest solution, why don't we just shut down Netflix and and hog all the bandwidth for ourselves?
Nah, we gotta shut down those 4K TVs. They're taking all the bandwidth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but some consoles. Yeah, you're right. And then the problem will repeat itself because those Xboxes and stuff will be running on 4K TVs to stream their games. So, it's a repeat loop cycle. But hey, I digress.
I don't know.
I mean, we could do what TPG did in Australia years and years ago and shut down the BitTorrent protocol.
Right, but but people will just go elsewhere to do things like to go find their torrents, won't they?
Yeah,
Well, no,
yeah.
see, the BitTorrent protocol is utilized by gaming companies like Bethesda. Is that the company one? The one that does WoW?
No. Wow, that's
That's-
Blizzard.
Yeah, that's Blizzard.
Yeah, Blizzard
Blizzard uses the BitTorrent protocol to distribute updates. So when TPG blocked their the BitTorrent protocol, no one could update WoW.
Oof.
Yeah, that was years ago, though.
But you know what though? Speaking of other stuff, though, there's not an awful lot of optimism for this as well, because how many ventures has Microsoft had with other partners? Groove Music and Spotify. Did that even work?
I actually have no idea.
Not just that, you have to take account like how many like projects Microsoft has failed over the years as well. And Microsoft they failed a lot over the years, so this doesn't surprise me as well.
It's kind of weird because like every time Microsoft tries to partner with something, it goes horribly, but when they do their own stuff, it seems to go fantastic.
Not always.
But that
Yeah.
does seem to be the trend with Microsoft. Like they'll partner with something and it'll just like go way downhill. And then like they're like, okay, well we're just gonna do this thing that we were thought about partnering, but we're gonna do it ourselves. And then for whatever reason,
Yeah.
it like is a success.
But wasn't like the Zoom Microsoft only, and that failed completely?
No, that was Skype.
Oh,
We
Yeah,
don't talk about Skype.
Yeah. And look
Um,
at
I
where
wish-
that's gone to.
it's about Zoom,
I
music thing.
It's so awful because I actually uninstall Skype on my computer, and literally every 3 patches of updates that I get, Skype magically reappears, and I'm like, what? You weren't even anywhere in the update notes. How did you come back?
Because the
It's
Windows
like a
Integration.
zombie that just doesn't want to die. Well,
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's true. That happens to me as well with these Windows updates or whatever.
I know, like Windows updating is just a pain in the ass at times, huh?
It really is. Especially when, I mean, I at least set it so it doesn't update automatically anymore. Like I have
Yeah.
to force it to update. But it's still annoying because then it'll just like annoy me the entire time. It's like, you haven't updated in 2 weeks. You should consider updating. And I'm like, shut up.
Right. And then when the auto updated thing is just keeps running and running, update and shut down, notifying and all that, and
Yeah, Microsoft sort of shot themselves in the foot with the way they're forcing people to update.
Yeah.
But the worst update for Windows was Search 0.2 for Windows XP.
Yes.
They crippled some large corporate networks with that.
Really. I guess people are using Windows XP still for some reason.
I like the comment that Darkus put.
yeah, Facebook gaming is a death sentence. It's where all good gamers go to die.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, basically, like you go to Facebook Gaming now if you're just banned on Twitch because you're too toxic, and then you
Right.
get like 2 viewers, and that's it, and that's your life.
I guess.
Yeah, where else are you supposed to go?
I mean, I guess you can always stream on YouTube, but that's a pain.
Yeah.
I know.
Because you get monetized and stuff. Yeah.
Also, algorithm just hates you if you don't stream consistently.
True.
I tried to go live on YouTube after not going live on YouTube for like 2 months because I'd been streaming on Twitch, and like no one got notified.
Ooh, nasty.
That's
And
nice.
I'm just sitting there with I only had chat, so I didn't know how many viewers I got, but I assume I had 0. So
That's where multi-streaming comes in, yeah?
yeah, you just can't do it with Twitch, unfortunately. Part of the affiliate deals, you agree that you are not going to multi-stream to Twitch and another platform.
Whoop-de-doo, look at that. It's so anti-competition that it just...
Yeah, but it ends up screwing them over because if someone decides that they instead want to stream to like 2 or 3 different services,
Right.
well, then they just don't stream to YouTube. And YouTube
Well, they don't stream to
loses out.
Twitch. They
Oh,
don't stream to
sorry.
Twitch. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
mean,
used to multi-stream to like YouTube, Twitch, and then other Mixer was one of them, and then other places. But now I just don't multi-stream because it's not really worth my time. Because it's annoying to have to go into Streamlabs OBS and set everything up.
Yeah, I feel your pain on that front too. Don't want to use Streamlabs and all that. Just want to do this and go direct. But
Pretty
hey,
much.
What do we know? So there's one, So what are our hopes are gonna, what are our hopes? What will they be for a new anti-Twitch? If Mixer failed, who's gonna be able to pull this off?
I guess it puts DLive in the spotlight now,
Right.
a little bit.
True. Considering they're crypto backed and they've been gaining a popularity for people who can't get in on the scene with both and so on. So yeah, I think DLive might be the place to go. But yeah, well, not super optimistic, but hey, what do I know? So now that said, I guess that's that'll put a wrap on that.
Yeah, we'll
Next.
never talk Mixer again because it died.
Yeah, so much for that. Rip Mixer, we hardly knew ya. Facebook gaming is a new substitute. Oh well.
It's like that It's like that substitute teacher that you know is in the building by their overwhelming perfume, and you're just like, oh no, today's gonna suck.
I used to have one when I was in school that would read the same book in every class. And we had that teacher 3 times in a year one point. And it's like, oh God, the same book.
I know. I had the same thing too in one year of my high school when when my main teacher became an assistant principal. I digress.
Oh, fun.
Indeed. So, now, next item we have is a bit of a buyout fan. If if you're keen on anime, you might want to keep your eyes on this. AT&T discussed selling Crunchyroll to Sony, Funimation's parent company.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because Crunchyroll, most people who tend to watch, tend to stream anime use that service, but now they're going to Sony. Maybe.
I mean, the only good thing I see coming out of this is like maybe PlayStation Plus users get an automatic subscription to Crunchyroll. That'd be cool.
Right. Like,
I doubt that'll be the case, but you can hope.
I know, right? Like, that would be, a double deal all in one. Considering, Sony's got a hand.
It would be a great marketing ploy, to be honest.
I think so.
If
Either
you-
that or a discount. If, maybe a good discount would be good as well.
I would even take a discount.
Yeah.
If they threw it in with a subscription, it would be a great way to sell their, store.
That's
I mean,
true.
yeah, PlayStation Plus is a subscription service, so
It
you
really
do that, you might as
depends.
well, you gotta include Crunchyroll in the bundle.
It
Yeah.
really depends on the actual cost
True.
for Sony.
Uh-huh.
But if they were to release it, I'm pretty sure they get a shit ton of people more signing up, or at least buying a PlayStation even.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
right before PS5 and the modem comes out. Or sorry,
Oh,
the
God,
modem.
No, like, the Seto Kaiba jacket, all this stuff, Oh,
I'm just looking forward to my new modem when it comes out.
now I'm looking forward to buying 2 of these and running a plane through one of them.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
With the plane.
I'm reckon most people are going to get the one with the disc anyway, inside the discless one.
Yeah. I digress though, but to be honest though, of all the evils though, look at what Sony's done at the moment. Like, they've not been making some great decisions considering. Like, in the
Yeah.
recent track record, let's consider they've moved their office to California. They've done a lot of sensorious stuff. And speaking of sensorious stuff, you know what weebs love the most? They want access to
Big anime titties.
yes.
Oh God.
Indeed.
I find it ironic that for us to get more progressive, we have to censor more.
Right.
Maybe that's just me, but it's ironic that the radicals want to censor more than like us people who are just like, yeah, give me big anime titties, we're good.
I question the idea about publicly advertising your kinks.
It's like F list for furries, but but with weaves. Whole nother story.
Yeah, so.
But hey, that's not the point of this discussion. But at this point, if they do sell it to Sony, let's look at their latest example, made an absolute cluster out of The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Which also interesting note that they now removed the sex scene in the in Japanese markets.
I wonder why. I don't know why.
And they probably won't sell The Last of Us 2 in in Middle Eastern markets.
Oh, definitely not.
Heck, Russia even. So, and the whole handling of the situation of The Last of Us 2, from censoring leaks and all that, was just a cluster. I mean, what's to stop them from doing the same thing to an anime series if they got posted up to Crunchyroll and
That's
Sony
true.
was in charge of it?
That's true.
That is.
I wonder how
true.
much they'd be cutting out of B stars then.
Oh man.
No.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that's
I
gonna.
mean, some episodes of Dragon Ball Z went from like your whole 20 minutes down to like 10
Uh,
back in the day. Just the
Yeah.
amount they had to censor.
All I'm saying is Beastars is a wild show.
You're hooked on it, aren't you?
I am, but it's wild. I don't know. I mean, who else would buy Crunchyroll though? Like HBO? I don't like some of HBO's decisions lately either.
I mean, they've partnered. I
Hulu?
mean, Crunchyroll has partnered with HBO. To be honest, like I'll show. In that case, I'll show you. You know. Well, okay, yeah, but you know, Crunchyroll has partnered with HBO, and HBO, you know, and Crunchyroll has basically joined in on HBO's streaming service, so on. But you know, so what's so bad about HBO?
I mean, the only I guess for me, like someone who used to have HBO on like a regular cable service that isn't DirecTV, it just sucks that they pulled it off of basically every cable TV service that isn't DirecTV.
Right. I see what you mean. Like, but yeah, but I mean, but on that same note, though, apparently word on the street is that HBO has basically canned a couple of episodes of South Park.
Weird.
Oh no! Wait, they
Yeah.
didn't cancel the entire show?
No, they missed. They basically cut out 5 episodes of South Park for forget this, for depictions of the Prophet Muhammad.
Oh, I remember that. That's old news. But the thing is, they didn't actually air Muhammad. They just had like a sticker over him.
They just put like a little black censor bar or something.
Yeah, it was censored originally, so they've cut the episodes out, so they're no longer streaming them. Is that what happened, or?
It's almost as if I want I wanted the original versions of these with the Prophet Muhammad on it.
They never aired them. That's the thing. It was such a controversial thing at the time that they were afraid they'd get hit with a terrorist attack.
Mm-hmm.
So they aired it, but they censored it.
Okay, actually, here's an idea. What if Crunchyroll gets bought by Facebook?
No.
Oh no!
No.
Not friend face. Not friend face.
Anything but. Can you imagine just how how fast they're gonna collapse if they did that?
Yeah, I mean, all the Karens would come in and see the little Timmy watching anime that he shouldn't be watching, and they'd be calling Facebook asking to speak to the manager of Crunchyroll.
How would you guys feel if Tencent bought it out? They have so much money at this point; they could afford it. So, yeah.
I still am not a fan of what Tencent did to League of Legends, basically. So,
Yeah,
I'm very against that.
Oh, you play League of Legends as well?
Yeah. Well, I mean, define play at this point.
Okay.
I go into a game and it's a coin flip. I either am super fed or I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, it's kind of cool to alt tab out.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But I get what you mean. It's
Yeah.
but to be
If
honest, who of them would be the best benefit to Crunchyroll at this point? Huh? If they would sell off.
I don't know because I was gonna say Disney, but then I don't want them to make the animes kid friendly.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, that's not go there.
I don't want them to Disney it.
And besides, I think if they went with the Disney aesthetic, you just won't be an anime anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the question. What animes would Disney allow?
That's
Probably,
true.
probably the like somewhat family friendly ones like Naruto.
They won't allow like Beastars, Goblin Slayer, and Rising of the Shield Hero for one.
I quit
And-
Naruto when it was translated to English.
I watched some of the English Naruto's and
I don't think they would. I don't think they would allow One Piece because they would probably say it's racist or something.
I don't know. I never got any complaints or any weird vibes from One Piece.
I know,
early
but
days.
you know how
Still.
Disney's woke and whatever, so they probably make some excuse.
Oh, I don't know.
It promotes piracy.
Can you wait? Can you picture Mickey Mouse in anime though? An anime Mickey Mouse?
God no.
That would kind of cringe.
You would think that Kingdom Hearts, like partner with with Square Enix and Kingdom Heartsing it would give them the anime treatment, but no.
I mean, let's not talk Kingdom Hearts, all right? I already have 2 disappointments coming later this year, all right?
Oh, really? About what, new games?
Well, Memory and Melody, and then like the Kyrie DLC, both things that like I don't really want.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I guess it's cool that I'm getting a new Kingdom Hearts game for in less than a year, but
So is this new Kingdom Hearts, are they redoing the old one, or is it a completely new version of it?
So it's a new version of the games apparently. Memory of Melody. It's basically going to be a rhythm game, and you play through the storylines with like a rhythm game. I don't know. It's coming to the Switch. Who knows how it's going to go?
Huh.
Who could Crunchyroll even sell off to that actually would be enjoyable for them to sell off to though?
Well, if someone had enough money and they were really interested in anime, that could be a potential thing, but
Do you think we can get Elon Musk to buy Crunchyroll?
oh god. What about Amazon?
Welcome to no. Amazon's done some questionable things in the last few weeks.
I wouldn't trust Amazon with it either. To be honest, though, I bet you if Elon did it, he'd with being the clown that he is, he'd make something good out of it.
Call it the Tesla streaming service.
Mandated on
God.
all, now free on all Cybertrucks and Tesla Model S's
Yes.
and more.
Can you just picture watching an anime like as you're driving in your brand new Tesla?
Yeah, I can. Or if you're so, adventurous, he'd put it on his SpaceX.
oh god. Sorry, that's just wrong.
We can finally send Naruto to the moon.
Yeet!
Okay, that's it. We got to convince Elon Musk now that he needs to buy Crunchyroll.
No, he needs to buy animes. He needs his own anime.
Ooh. I like this idea as well.
Right? Like, he's such a character, you just... Yeah.
Although I
like
have to admit, it would be ironic if a Japanese company bought an American anime service.
Right? Like, we're taking back anime.
Yeah.
cancels all future dubbed anime from then on.
Anime for the purists only.
If you're a purist, you go for subbed.
They actually just removed subtitles and like you just have to straight up learn Japanese to watch anime.
Oh.
I get you.
That brings back
today.
Sylvanas vibes.
Yeah. Like it brings back memories. I know. I watched subs and then the rest of it happened. It's how I got hooked into anime in those early days. But hey,
Me, it was Neon Genesis Evangelion on SBS.
Yep. Actually, no. I think the Gundam animes are what drew me in. Or Dragon Ball Z. It might have been Dragon Ball Z actually.
Dragon Ball Z. Have you seen the uncensored episodes from that?
I have, and I appreciate them.
The Frieza Saga ones were really dark.
Oh, they were super dark.
I didn't realize a salesman could be that, vicious. Frieza's based on a real estate salesman.
Mm-hmm.
That's the psychotic part. watching that and realizing that it's like, oh,
Like,
nest.
oh no, that's not go buy houses no more, right? I don't.
What's weird is I swear real estate salesmen act exactly like Frieza. Sometimes
Just
they're even the same height.
Cold, ruthless. Except in real world, they're just either A, more pushy, B, more whatsoever, and then or they.
But
just,
have you noticed they're all the height of Frieza? I don't know a real estate salesman that's taller than me.
Jolt
how
would have
tall are
been said.
How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see why. I think the it's a short man syndrome sort of thing.
I think so too.
Compensating
Yeah.
for something that you don't have.
Mm-hmm.
Reverse cultural anime appropriation.
But yeah, I guess that is kind of that though. So I suppose, all right, yeah, reverse cultural anime appropriation. Damn right. So I guess with whatever's left,
Ooh,
there's just the whole plus.
Ooh,
Well,
can I say it, Jolt? Can I say it?
Yes.
Nintendo's racist! Yay!
We just found, yeah, that's right. Like, we only found out about this because of the latest release of a new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighter.
Yes. Oh man, the Twitter feed. I don't know if anyone has seen it yet, but it is just a cesspool.
It's a cluster. I agree with you. I've been showing it, but yeah,
Oh,
So give me the lowdown. Give me the lowdown.
So basically, Nintendo announced I think it was a month ago that they were going to have an ARMS rep come into the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Correct.
And a whole bunch of people wanted Twintel, and they didn't get Twintel. They decided Min Min instead.
Mm-hmm.
But now a whole bunch of Black Lives Matter movement are calling Nintendo racist for not including a person of color, which is kind of ironic because Min Min is Asian, and I thought Asians were people of color. But yeah.
Remind me again, who does the, for all intents and purposes, because this whole thing is now exploding to the racialized voice actors. Who does the English voice of Min Min?
Ooh, I actually don't know. Let me go find this really quick.
Hey, Jolt, maybe you could do it if they get kicked off.
Right. Like
Troy Baker.
really?
Wait, what?
No.
No. There's no way.
No, but the point is, we don't know, but in Japan, of course, a Japanese woman has provides a voice. We get that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm sad it's not Twintel either, but it's not because Twintel's black and I want a black representative at Smash. It's just Twintel I think is cooler. Okay, let's be honest. Twintel is thicker. That's the reason.
Thick lives matter.
Exactly. But yeah, interestingly enough, for whatever reason, some people on the Black Lives Matter movement.
Right. Here's the thing. Look at this. This is the cursed comment that got ratioed so badly. 542 comments versus 71 likes.
Yeah.
Look at this. Read this tweet.
Yeah, the Nintendo had a chance to put the first black playable character into Smash Brothers game. Despite them being highly requested, they did not. Smash Bros. Is a collection of the most loved characters from a long history of games. Zero or black, actions, not words. And then they picked the statement that Nintendo put out about the George Floyd stuff.
Right. And I think this reaction just pretty much sums it up. That you've got a man looking at his cat and just said, "What?"
Pretty much. I don't know. It's just it's a huge controversy, especially with the Smash Brothers community right now. Because it's not, ironically enough, it's not even the people in Smash Brothers that actually matter, like the pros and stuff, that are upset about this. It's just a bunch of random people on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
The issue for companies is sorting out the comment. Well, it's a negative comment, and the problem is they've got to sort out who is their target audience, but they just don't bother doing that anymore. It's, oh shit, people are flaring up about something, we got to do something about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're right though. Again, like just as a confirmation too, Min Min is indeed an Asian character. Though she does, follow the Japanese, blonde-haired woman fantasy.
Yeah, it's just a mess. Everyone's calling Sakurai and like all of Nintendo racist now.
Right, but it's Nintendo Japan who I believe who made the head decision to include it.
Well, yeah, I mean they are the ones who make most of the decisions concerning like anything about their games, actually. So Nintendo of America just is basically like along for the ride.
Well,
Right.
the games are pretty much produced, I thought, for their region in mind, their own country, and
Yeah.
we simply get basically what are the leftovers and what have been altered, or what they can alter.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah, I know Earthpower's ducked out. But other than that, yeah, like, look, considering all these reactions, yeah.
Yeah,
Here's another one, We
Oh.
asked for POC and this is what you give us. I'm done supporting you, Nintendo.
I like the comment right. I like the comment right below it too. Asians aren't POC anymore.
Right.
What?
Right. Okay, full disclosure, that's not a secret. I'm Asian.
Yeah, I mean
100% true.
it's I don't know. It's if the irony fan could get any faster, it would blow like all of this away.
Yeah, and you know what the best part of this is too? I think people seem to have forgotten that you can actually choose to skin your villagers and your Splatoons, into black.
Actually, the video I sent you, the guy went over that. He's like, you can make the villagers black, you can make the Inklings black, you can make the Pokemon trainers black, but we're gonna complain because the ARMS character is not Twintel. And not even for the reason that like people like Twintel, but for the reason that Twintel's black and Min Min's Asian, albeit like, the Japanese fantasy. But
This is the type of thing when you focus solely on racism for your, ideals,
Your
you
own
kind of screw yourself over.
liberal lens.
Yeah, sorry, but that's the only way I can put it.
it's kind of similar to like the Blizzard incident that no one wants to acknowledge because it's not happening to black people; it's happening to people in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and speaking of
That is just wrong.
weird racistic rows and stuff, as of late, like just to diverge on this, is that we've had a spate of voice actors quit voicing characters because the character in that show is not the same race that they are. And I guess, this whole writing thing has just kind of fueled that.
Well, that's the thing that upsets me about voice actors, sorry.
Right, yeah. So let's give you an example. Jenny Slate quits Netflix's Big Mouth citing animated characters' race.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't get what's the big deal for that.
I know, like... I mean, if it were me... Go on.
Sorry, it seems like you have... If you're a woman, black basically topples you.
Right. Like, there's a hierarchy that goes on in this, and it's just nothing but a, pure ivory tower.
It's like, what's next? You can't be a female voicing a guy character.
People have done that all the time. Bart Simpson.
Like a good example would be Tommy Pickles. It's voiced by a female.
Right. Ash Ketchum, voiced by a woman.
Yeah.
Look, here's the thing.
Those things don't bother me at all.
What matters in voice acting is your voice.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. It doesn't matter what color your skin is, where your family comes from, where you were born. As long as you can pull off that voice, then it's perfect.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
There's a lot of things that go on with it too. The voice, the character, that thing and the authenticity and the accent.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not forget about that too. Yeah. 'Cause in
But
that
I
case-
mean,
yeah,
you know how it goes. Companies get woke and then they become broke.
I get. Yeah, that's the number one adage too.
So the whole thing about the Min thing, and then like anything that comes up when people are like, oh, I can't do this because it's racist for me to do this, is I'm always like wondering what's the flip side that they're now gonna do. Like, is Nintendo now just gonna be like, oh well, I guess we have to put Twintel in as well?
Or Nintendo might just stop bringing Smash Brothers to the US.
Ooh, yeah, that would be awful for everyone involved.
Yeah, that would be. I would also argue the opposite would be more true than the latter. That's more racist to not voice a black character if you're not that race.
I mean, yeah, they're the ones. She's the one who actually up and said, that only black people can only be, black characters can only be voiced by, black people.
I just
All right, I have an argument to that. The original Ghostbusters. Was it Winston from Ghostbusters 1? Or was it 2? He wanted to voice himself in the cartoon series, the real Ghostbusters, but the people behind it decided that he didn't sound right for that role.
Directors, right? You gotta love them.
So that actor going to a cartoon version of the movie, that would have been great. But no, turns out they said, "Oh, we don't want you. You don't sound right." It just what the hell?
Yeah,
Right.
that's just that's messed up.
It is that's something to be upset about. That article is just ridiculous.
I mean, the whole thing that's ironic about this is that by people trying to not be racist, they're actually being slightly more racist.
I agree.
No, by trying not to be racist, you are being racist.
Yeah.
And not to mention that they actually went, bent their knees backwards and made a whole long lengthy apology letter.
See, the problem is to the majority of people, that just looks bad. That gives you a reason to avoid their product. That's why I ditched Gillette.
Yeah, it's like, and now the current situation of the time is that the woke is everywhere. Because, look, let's be real here. Look, you got to face the fact that there's no real way of escaping it, other than supporting the non-woke stuff.
I never thought my Smash Bros would be targeted,
but here we are.
Min is racist.
Yeah.
And she's and she's only white by the choice of the Japanese, quote unquote white, by choice of the Japanese depiction.
I'm afraid what's going to happen with Pokemon.
I'm afraid what's going to happen when the two main actors of Back to the Future when they pass away. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid they're going to go woke on that movie, on that franchise, and I'm going to be pissed.
Maybe Doc Brown, when he visited our time, when he was talking about Marty's kids, he was just talking about like, it's awful, they're super woke, and Marty didn't understand it.
Oh no!
Don't say that, please. Oh man.
Maybe Doc Brown already knew.
Oh god.
Luckily, that was only
just chose to hide
2015.
from us so that we'd have to deal with the the woke apocalypse ourselves. God. Yeah, it's shocking. Oh, but I suppose that there is that, I guess. But yeah. Now, it's just a sad time though. Quote unquote racism is everywhere. It's manufactured and nothing is safe. Fair.
Nothing is sacred, not even Nintendo.
I agree.
Yeah.
Nothing's safe.
Look,
We still have high hopes for Nintendo, but hey, yeah, go ahead.
at least Nintendo's a Japanese company, so let's just hope
their
they keep to
Japanese
their
values
values.
won't, aren't going to stand in, at least we're lucky that Nintendo of America are not the ones making the, executive decisions.
Yeah.
So,
That
Oh,
is very true.
Nintendo! If that was true, Nintendo would collapse overnight.
Oh,
Think
yeah.
so. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. But yeah, I believe there is that there at this point in time. What a week, huh? What a week.
Oof.
Yes.
And it all just like came crashing down like the last 2 days, which is so weird.
It's always been a trend like this, Like Thursdays and Fridays are when the news cycle seems to pick up. Or whatever.
Everyone's still sleepy Monday through Wednesday.
On,
I know.
on Avera's behalf, can it get worse? Yes, it can.
Well, for him, it won't get worse for him. Hope he'll recover.
Oh no, I'm not talking
Host,
about.
otherwise,
I'm talking about what's happening in the world.
Otherwise, I won't have my precious co-host.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about what's going on in the world, Joe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The world, things will get worse before they get better. I guess.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Fortunately.
So,
I mean, here's hoping that 2021 is better, right? Because I don't know how this can get any worse.
it's like we want a redo of 2020. At this point.
Exactly.
Can I hit the reset button on 2020? You mean I already did save states for this? Darn it.
Wake me up when September ends. Oh,
What?
wait, did I just hit a copyright strike?
No, it's a cover,
No, you
right?
have to play the
It's a
audio
cover.
track to get the strike. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a
Oh.
cover. It's protected by fair use. There you go.
Like that Avera message.
All right. So my co-host says, Joel, you do a good Australian accent for an Asian, mate. I'm an African.
that week. It's
Right.
perfect. Yeah.
But thanks, though. All the same, though. I hope you enjoyed us, taking the wheel and you sitting out of this one. In that sense, though. So let's close up. Who'd like to make a little closing statement up, for this week's craziness?
I guess I can go. Yeah. So, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. And remember, guys, Nintendo's really not racist.
Yeah, give them your full support and buy Nintendo. So who's next, Noble?
I don't even know if I could beat my head into a wall hard enough to get some sanity at the moment. I'm sorry, that's the only thing I can think of saying.
And my closing statement: if you have a fursuit, you're protected by the virus.
That's right.
Fursuits are PPE.
That's right. Let's get back out there. Suit up and go marching. We're safe to go to work. We're considered essential.
Just read the fine print. If you get the virus, I'm not responsible.
No. Go in there and just cross yourself out of the statistics.
It's all fake anyway, right?
Right. This is just the year of manufactured crises. The virus that shall not be named. The riots.
The murder hornets.
Yes.
The murder hornets that went nowhere.
That's actually.
Yeah. I don't even know what happened to them, but yeah. So, this is us for this week, though. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed listening to the show as we did in the making of it. And as always, our episodes are available on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and more platforms later down the line. Not Twitch. But yeah, this is us signing off for the week. Farewell, and until next time.
Keep saying.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.